Dear community, welcome to our today's session. The topic is interesting and I'm super excited to share the learnings. Thank you for joining in today's session about negotiation. Is it a skill or art? The final part. In yesterday's session, we learned if negotiation is a skill or an art. Also, we learned the various frameworks of negotiations, and towards the end, we learned what are the don'ts during the negotiations. Let me recap the first five. The first one in the don'ts, getting emotional. Second one, winging it. Third one, making ultimatums or threats. Fourth one, taking things personally. And the fifth one, what we closed with yesterday's session, is revealing too much of information. Right. In today's session, let's learn more don'ts and also dive into the few interesting examples. The sixth one, here it goes in the don'ts. Being rigid or unwilling to compromise. There will likely be some back and forth. Be open to creative solutions and be willing to compromise on some points to reach an agreement. Focusing on who wins or loses, the seventh one. Negotiation should be a collaborative effort. Aim for a win-win situation where both the parties get something they value. And the eighth one, poor communication. Miscommunication is a major pitfall in negotiation. Clearly express your needs and interests and actively listen to the other party. And the ninth one here, friends, rushing the process. Take your time and don't feel pressured to accept a bad deal. If necessary, table the discussion and come back to it later. What is the 10th one? Failing to build rapport. Taking the time to build trust and rapport with the other party can make them more receptive to your ideas and lead to a more positive ideas. By avoiding these pitfalls and focusing on the key negotiation skills mentioned earlier, you can increase your chances of reaching successful agreements in all your negotiations. Here are some examples of how negotiation skills can be applied in different scenarios. We'll look at it in the action with examples. Scenario 1, salary negotiation. Very interesting. The first one, communication. Clearly articulate your desired salary and the value you bring to the company based on your skills and experience. Actively listen to the employer's justification for their initial offer. What's the second one in the salary negotiation? Planning and preparation. Research average salaries for your position and industry. Prepare examples of your own accomplishments that demonstrate your worth. Have a BATNA in mind, such as knowing your minimum acceptable salary or having other job offers on the table. And then building rapport, the third one. Find common ground with the hiring manager by discussing your enthusiasm for the company and the role. And the fourth one in salary negotiation, problem solving. Be open to discussing alternative forms of compensation like bonuses, stock options, or additional vacation days if salary is a sticking point. Let's look at the scenario number 2, resolving a dispute with a roommate. Most of us have this problem. The first one, communication. Calmly explain the issue and how it's affecting you. Focus on I statements to avoid accusatory language. Be an active listener and understand your roommate's perspective. And the second one, problem solving. Brainstorm solutions together that meet both your needs. Be open to compromise. Third one, building rapport. Throughout the discussion, acknowledge your roommate's feelings and show a willingness to work together. That's the scenario number 2. And we'll see what is the scenario number 3. Negotiating project deadlines with an AI manager. the future. You believe you are a software developer, then here the scenario goes in. What is the situation we are dealing with? The AI manager has assigned an unrealistic deadline for your project based on standard workload metrics. That's the situation, friends. And what should be your approach to handle this one? Gather data on the project's complexity and potential roadblocks. Present the AI manager with the historical data on similar projects and their actual completion times. Propose a revised deadline that is achievable while still meeting the project's overall goals. And here is the scenario number 4. This one, negotiating resource allocation with an AI manager. We are talking about the future AI, right? Negotiating resource allocation with an AI manager. You are in a team lead role, and what is the situation? The AI manager has allocated resources like budget, equipment unevenly across your team, potentially hindering your project. And what should be your approach towards this particular scenario? We look at it, friends. Analyze the AI manager's resource allocation based on the predefined efficiency metrics. Identify areas where the allocation might not be optimized for your specific project needs. Propose alternative resource allocation methods that consider the unique skill set and the requirements of your team members. That's how we dealt with the 4 scenarios in the context of negotiations. Though we have multiple scenarios about negotiations, I have picked few that are very relevant to each one of us. I believe the learnings allowed you to think productively in the subject of negotiations. So without any delay, share these learnings with your family, friends, everyone around you. The more we share, the more we learn together. Now, I believe each one of you understood the negotiation. Is it a skill or not? It's a combination of both, friends. Have a fantastic time till we meet in the next exciting video. Thank you, community.